So the international is going on right now too, eh?
Yeah. Have you watched any of it?
Nah.
Nope.
Yeah.
That stuff all looks like craziness to me.
It's all the same. It's the same map.
Navigation. What the hell? Yeah, why don't they get more maps?
I don't know.
They should get more maps.
Because they say football only has one court thing.
Yeah, but every stadium is different, man.
Yeah.
They'll have their own quirks.
Works and quarks. So I bought a Chromecast.
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh yeah?
Well, I just fired it up this morning. I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can...
It's $35. Little HDMI dongle. Took like 2 minutes to set up. And I was sitting on the couch watching YouTube on my phone, and then I flicked it over to the TV, and I'm just like, this is kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chromecast. The reason I snagged it was because my mother, she wanted the Netflix, and I was
way to get it on a TV.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of all the ways in which you could get Netflix onto a TV, and I'm like, because no matter what I get her, I would always get the whole phone call going, how do I make it work? So with the Chromecast, hopefully that'll be less painless. But yeah, it's fun.
There's a lot of shit that's going down in
Summer
the world.
break.
It's like
Summertime.
80s is coming back in the news all over.
Yeah, Russia's getting all mouthy and
Yeah.
shooting down planes and
Yeah.
Pineapple face dictators are suing people.
yeah, what's up with that? Next they're gonna put the wall back up and we're all gonna be back where we were back in '92.
Please don't
Yeah.
sue us, Manuel Noriega. We weren't talking about you. Well, we were just now, but
I am
yeah.
miming a visual depiction of him in pantomime. So maybe right now I'm doing it, but you can't see it.
Well, but you're thinking
Yeah.
about him, so that depending on what you're thinking,
Be careful,
he could
guys.
sue you too.
Right.
You might get a chunk of the fat revenues that we make off of
Right.
this podcast.
That podcasting dough
That's right.
rolling in it.
The $0 in Google ad revenue.
Hey, shush, fake it till we make it, guys. Fake it till we make it.
Just
The
gotta
looks,
add a
not
few
the
more
lifestyle.
zeros to that, making it still zero.
Isn't that how the internet works? You just add some zeros and lie till, people give you money.
Oh,
for
you mean like the Yogscast guys?
Yeah. Wow, that's
Ouch.
a great segue.
Ouch. Let's pile onto them. Let's pile onto them.
Pew, shots fired.
Are we gonna tackle this now, or do you want
Dude,
to talk?
let's go for it.
You want to do it?
All right.
We can talk about what we played later.
Sure. All right. Yogscast.
Yeah, they're having some issues these days.
Yeah.
Just a
These
couple.
guys are like a little, bunch of little kids. Not really. They are actually a big empire. One of the biggest
Mhm.
empires on YouTube right now, profitability-wise. I mean,
Thanks to Minecraft.
yeah. Thank you, Minecraft. How come we can't get any money? That's beside the point.
It's because
We're
we
not
don't play
doing Minecraft
Minecraft.
Yeah. Or we don't do Kickstarters and
And-
generate about $500,000.
And we don't
For a video
squee. We don't squee really loudly in our podcasts. Please don't squee.
That
Please.
doesn't bother me.
I'm not gonna squeak. I can't squeak.
Thank God.
Squeak.
I'm like physically unable to squeak.
I can't do it either. I can't.
Okay. Anyway, so Yogscast, those guys, Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm. Yog Ventures. They were putting together a game called Yog Ventures.
Yeah.
And they were trying to rope in some talent to create basically a game that was based on their podcast, which is based on a game.
Yeah.
There are levels of recursion here that I'm not entirely comfortable with.
Yeah, it goes deep. It's like it's a lot of what do you call that? Nested boxes here.
Inception,
Yeah.
man. Inception.
Right. It goes
We need
deep.
to go-
But from what we've read, and this is again just scratching the surface, they pulled together $565 million to start a Kickstarter fund for their
No, 565,000, not million.
million
That would have been a lot.
pesos.
Yep.
If it was 565 million, I pretty much would have lost complete faith in humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
half a million. So they hired a guy for $35,000. Okay, this is just part of the thing.
One of the guys.
An unnamed
One of many
artist,
guys.
and he got a job with LucasArts. Said fuck you, and there was nothing written in his contract to say you have to pay back this $35,000. So he walked away. Cha-ching.
Right. After doing 2 weeks worth of work for $35,000.
Yeah, and I saw some of the stuff he did. It's not really that great.
Especially if
that's-
it was like one of the things in the article, because that doesn't really count as like video game art.
Okay, so back to the point here is that they say now that they have no commitment to or obligation to give anything to the donors. Although Brian, you said that they were going to give $50,000 for the hard stuff.
Yeah,
Physical.
the actual physical rewards that they were promising are going to get mailed out apparently, though with no game to back them up. I don't really see what the point of that is.
Scented candle, Glade plug-in.
Yeah, yeah. I gave $30 to Yogscast, and all I got was this stupid T-shirt. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
these guys. I mean, this is a very harsh lesson in project management when all your skills are in doing Minecraft videos.
yeah. Here's the thing. You need a lead programmer if you're going to make a game.
Yeah.
Just assembling a bunch of graphic designers and hoping that you can find somebody to actually make your game.
Yeah.
Probably not the best way to go about it. So they never had a lead developer. They had earmarked $100,000 for a lead developer position, which they never filled.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of graphic designers who did piecemeal work, got paid $35,000, and then went on to other opportunities. The Kickstarter collapsed. It basically failed, and they've basically put up posts that say, "We got your money, bitches." Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. But
Kind of sounds like the Yogscast guys.
But you know what?
Yeah.
That just shows you how not tenacious, but delicate some people are going to swing. I mean, it's like that. Okay, this is a stretch, but that movie Fargo. We're all just a few decisions away from being William H. Macy's character in Fargo, and this just proves the point. I mean, nobody was murdered brutally, but
no,
it could have been
over this much money, probably. Sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's sad, but and if that was the only piece of news about Yogscast in the gaming news the last little while, that might be okay. You might be able to sort of just say, okay, sure, whatever. But there was something else.
Oh no.
What was it? Yog Discovery? What was it called? Yogscast new revenue model. There's a bunch of videos that have popped up from very prominent YouTubers over the last week or two taking issue with Yogscast's proposed new revenue model. And what this model basically states is that we'll give your game coverage, and then if we can demonstrate that our coverage has provided you a noticeable bump in sales, we want a chunk of that.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
We say nice things about your game. You give us money.
Yeah.
What? That's extortion. That's like what Yelp is doing.
Yeah. Well, it's not technically extortion, I guess, legally.
It's capitalism.
It's pretty close to that. It's like, for starters, YouTube is not. I mean, you need to kind of. YouTube is not a place for serious games journalism with codes of ethics and bothersome stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk lately about sponsored Let's Plays. Developers that are paying to position YouTubers in such a way that they get views. Anybody who watches YouTube content knows that there's probably a fair amount of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And any YouTube content creator who gets more than 5,000 views eventually gets an email from a developer saying, please give my game some coverage. That's the way it works. And up to this point, the kind of above board stuff that people talk about is, review copies of games and, developer access and stuff like that is what the YouTubers get. There's a dark side to this, though, where people are being offered money, and Nerd Cubed actually said he's been offered several times. He's been offered substantial sums of money to give coverage to some titles.
Okay.
Now, what they don't say is whether or not that money comes along with an obligation to say something nice about the game.
It's implied.
It's implied, I guess.
It's heavily implied. Because if you want to keep that money coming, you gotta say something nice. Generally,
if you want
something
continued
nice.
access, if you want to get the stuff first before anybody else has it, you got to maintain a relationship with the developers, right?
Yeah, payola. Sorry to interrupt, but payola has always been a part of games at journalism. I mean, just look at Jeff Gerstmann in GameSpot when he worked for them, and the reason.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, the Kane and Lynch fiasco. Yeah.
Right.
The thing that led to the founding of Giant Bomb. So yeah, that was. Something
good came out of it, at least.
Well, I think the only thing that came out of it is that the developers learned to be sneakier. You know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that they just learned that they needed to, be a little less blatant about it. But I mean, that was back in the days when large sites like GameSpot were basically, living and dying on ad revenue. So
Yeah.
YouTube is a different model, and with YouTubers that are just barely scraping by on what they make off ad revenue, that they become a much more easy to leverage market.
Yeah. It's all about clicks per second and SEO management and something we actually haven't really figured out yet.
Yeah,
But,
we don't really worry about that stuff.
you
We're
know.
just enthusiasts.
Right.
But there's a couple of really good videos that I would recommend. The Nerd Cubed one is really good. Total Biscuit put up a very well thought out video on this as well. Basically saying why this revenue model is doomed to failure, because it can't guarantee the kind of content that people look to on YouTube. Like, it can't guarantee sort of impartial content.
Yeah.
It sort of guarantees that if Yogscast covers something, it's because, well, they're going to get paid for it. So, their opinion on it is not going to be worth listening to.
Well,
Yeah.
it's it just the seedy underbelly of all this just kind of rears its ugly head and pokes through, and then it's hidden behind entertainment. The Yogscast people are entertaining people. I'll admit. I mean,
Sure.
not for everybody, obviously. The Nelson is
Calling me out,
not a
eh?
fan.
You know,
Nelson's not a fan.
it's funny because I used to listen to Yogscast and I kind of sort of enjoyed some of their stuff, but then, just one day something clicked in my brain. I'm like, you know what? Fuck these guys. And from then on in, just couldn't listen to them anymore.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to be a motivation somewhere. Someone has to be paid.
Oh
Someone
right, I think it was all the man squeeing, like the loud shrill squee noises. Because when you got headphones on and some dude is just squealing like a stuck pig, Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Loud noises affect Nelson.
They're jarring.
I'm going to cancel my section called horns
Danny's
of
scream
various-
session.
Various flugel horns of in North America. Okay, so that's been canceled. All right, so now, okay. So, anything else we want to bring up about this, or are we?
No, I think there's a lot going on. It's still kind of a developing story, and opinions are still kind of being formed. I guess all you can really say is that nobody buys us. Nobody's, but that's not really a brag at this point. It's not really a point of pride. It's just the fact that nobody's really noticed us yet.
Nobody's offered to buy us.
Exactly.
No.
So therefore, nobody buys us.
We'd love to be in the position to actually formulate an opinion on this kind of
We
stuff.
draw a line in the sand.
That's right.
Right.
We don't really have the moral high ground here. But I'm just saying,
It's capitalism, though. Like, take everything you see, read, hear, whatever, with a grain of salt. I mean, use your own personal discretion. If you're going to believe the views and opinions of one person and treat that as like your own personal. Yeah, exactly. You might want to reevaluate your life.
Yeah.
The Yogscast guys, I believe everything they say. If they say game good, I buy game. Like,
yeah.
Well,
YouTube is just like anything else. It's one place where you can go for ideas and feedback on anything that you might be interested in learning about, but it shouldn't be your sole source of opinion creation.
absolutely.
That's the thing. Like, I will watch Let's Players play a game, and I'll decide just based on what I'm seeing if I want to buy the game or not. Not, oh, this game's awesome, you should totally buy it. If somebody says that, chances are I'll be like, no, fuck no, that's okay, no.
Okay.
Anyway.
But it does kind of reinforce, though, that you need, if you are going to be a person who does this kind of thing, you need to have sort of a clearly stated code of ethics. Like, I trust what Total Biscuit says because he's been very upfront about how he makes his money and what he's willing to do for it. And so when he has an opinion about something, it's worth listening to.
That's good. Our code of ethics at the Backspace, we just want to fucking play games, and if you get something out of it, great. If not, I don't know.
Also, we're totally for sale, and our rates are very reasonable.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on. So, all right, we're going to talk more about the news, and I mean, if right now, there's a lot of shit going down. We already talked about how the Cold War seems to be rearing its ugly head.
Mm-hmm.
And
Why
in that,
is it ugly?
the Cold War saber rattling Manuel fucking Noriega is in the news this week. because he's opening up a lawsuit against Activision, saying his likeliness was used in a
Likeness.
likeliestness was used in a Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
His
And it's
likeness.
is most likely likeness. I mean, have you seen it? It's very likely that it's
It's him.
fucking
Yeah,
Noriega.
that's real hot potato. I mean, hot banana.
It's a real hot banana issue, guys. So one of the missions in that game features he's featured called Suffer With Me. And in the mission you track him in a compound where you capture him, and he has stated Noriega has stated that this game depicted him as the culprit of numerous fictional heinous crimes, fiction in air quotes here, creating the false impression that defendants are authorized to use plaintiffs' image and likeness, likeliness. This caused plaintiffs to receive profits they would not have otherwise received. I think this has been translated from Google language and back. But yeah,
it does kind of sound that way, doesn't it?
It's been a crazy fucking week with that. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, if that was like written in legalese, then no, it really hasn't been translated.
Yeah, Nelson, we talked about this before the show. Nelson's convinced that his argument is like, no, fuck you, you're a war criminal. I mean, look at OJ. He's still getting paid, and that guy's. I mean, he's crazy. Right?
So let me just make sure we have the sides right here. On one side, we have a petty dictator known for his cocaine smuggling operations and terror tactics, who was propped up by the American CIA as a bulwark against National Socialism, or as a bulwark against socialism in the South America, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, we have Activision.
Okay. Yep.
Second only to EA in the literally Hitler stakes for the video gaming world, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, shots fired.
Who are we rooting for here?
Oh man. Well, for me, oh boy. I don't know. What do you're? Oh boy, this is gonna be. I am
withholding any opinion.
Noriega.
You're pro Noriega.
I am pro Manuel Noriega.
Congratulations, you're now on a list.
I know. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
okay.
Is it too much to hope that this suit brings down Activision and causes Noriega to have a stroke or something like that? I mean, they just annihilate each other. Would that be okay?
That's a possible scenario.
Yeah, that would be kind of awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my other enemy.
Now,
yeah.
Is Activision?
So
Is Activision Blizzard?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Blizzard. I think Blizzard got fractioned off a little while ago. They got sold to somebody else.
Oh, well, good for them then.
Their
name will no longer be tainted by Activision.
Yeah, it's no longer Activision Blizzard. It's now just Activision.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But what was I going to say?
I don't know. Not
Let's be real here. Activision is a $16.3 billion company. Lawsuits like this are going to happen. I mean, they've probably got a million of them that they're not even talking about that don't feature people like Manuel Noriega, and I hope the whole thing is just going to be settled out of court. I'm sure.
It won't even hit the courts. So
probably not.
Whatever Panama uses for dollars these days.
Yeah, Manuel's going to have a whole shitload of prison canteen ducats or whatever.
Pineapple buns.
Yeah. Shekels, Ferengi shekels.
Yeah, Manuel Noriega is 80 years old and in jail. So, if he wants to be a bit of a bastard, I think he's got the right.
Yeah. I mean, just like all our folks, they're really all the same.
Yeah.
Okay, other news. I want to talk about Dan's MMO Corner. Yeah, okay, that's where you answer.
That's where I would enter in music. You realize now that when I edit out this podcast, I'm not entering music in that.
Probably not.
How about like a slide whistle? Like I don't know.
I actually have one of those whistles somewhere in my room.
Nice. All right, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Do you remember that game?
Nope.
I do.
It made $165 million in profit last year.
They were still building up until recently.
Yeah.
This is
I
why
actually just canceled recently.
You did you?
Yeah, they went free to play. They were still billing me for monthly, I don't know, Star Wars bucks or whatever the hell. Yeah, so I canceled that.
That's hard to do. It's not easy, especially if you have one of those
No, it is
two-stage
not.
authentication things which
No.
I lost. Not easy to do. All right, so it made profit, and most of that is attested to microtransactions, which is cool. I mean, it's still an interesting game. A lot of people at work I know play it. I actually did contribute to that 165 million by moving my characters over. And they're still adding content despite the fact that BioWare slashed the development studio to a skeleton crew. I think it's like 2 people. No, I'm sure it's more than that. Okay, do you want to hear the top 5 list of most profitable MMOs? This is kind of Nelson's getting a beer or peeing.
No, I'm trying to find my slide whistle.
Best episode ever.
Right.
Okay.
Carry on.
So, yeah, we are.
World of
We are.
Warcraft is number 1. That's not a surprise.
Not
They
a
have made
surprise at all.
It made 1 billion years. I attacked the darkness. Just sort of what it sounds like. That's a bad. There are girls there. I wanna do
If there are
them.
girls there, I want to do them. Yeah.
They're 35% market share. Lineage 1 is the next in line.
Wow.
10%
Really?
market share and 253 million. Lineage 1.
Lineage 1, but not Lineage 2. That's
No.
weird.
I've never even heard of it.
Terra
It's
Online,
Korean.
Okay.
another Korean game. Based heavily on Lineage 2. In fact, that's kind of where it started. A bunch of the developers left Lineage 2 and started this game. Pretty
Terra.
cool. Terra Online. It's got the whole, dodge and slash mechanics of moving around shit. 236 million, very surprising, and 8%. SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic, is number 4 in that list. Number 5 is where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, number 5 is Lord of the Rings Online. That's still in the
Huh.
That's weird.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's that. I mean, and most of those games, except for EVE Online, list, are all microtransactions. So that's great.
Yeah, that's the way the whole sector is going these days.
Yeah,
And our next segment, Nelson rummages through his closet.
it's a
Right?
garbalanche.
Yeah. In next
Yeah.
week's news, man discovered buried under pile of his own hoarding crap. I don't know.
Maybe you find some gold doubloons. Or
That would be
treasure
kind of
chests.
awesome. I could
Blackbeard's treasure chest or
I
something.
could use that.
Mongo
right
like
now.
balloons.
What else news we got? What else news? That's not English. What other news?
Microsoft.
Okay.
Microsoft restructuring.
Okay.
Microsoft is restructuring company-wide, seeking to eliminate up to 18,000 jobs in the next 12 months. Things are not looking good for the Xbox division.
I thought a majority of the job loss was in the Nokia department. And that's-
Yeah, it is, but it still doesn't mean good things for the Xbox, because Xbox One has been struggling against
Yeah.
the PlayStation 4. They've
The
done a
crazy
price
part
drop,
is,
which-
like, even the Nintendo Wii was struggling for a while, or Nintendo in general, and, everyone's like, oh no, they're struggling, they're going to close down. Nintendo's just as strong as ever now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
PlayStation,
Nintendo was-
they were musing that, oh, Sony's gonna go bust. Sony's doing awesome now. So, news like this, it's like, oh no, Microsoft is gonna flounder. Nah.
Right.
There
One
was
of the things
actually
they're
rumors
cutting-
that they were gonna sell off the Xbox division. I think it was like 6 months ago or something like that. I read news like, oh no, they're gonna sell off the Xbox division. I'm like, good.
Yeah. One of the
Sorry.
definite things that they are closing is Xbox Entertainment Studios, which was supposed to be producing original entertainment content for distribution on the Xbox exclusively.
Mhm.
I think they've only done one show so far, a soccer-themed reality show called Every Street United.
I heard about that. Yeah.
There was also a Halo series that was supposed to be produced. Oh, apparently the Halo series is still going to be done, but they are
Aw.
shuttering their entertainment division, so they're not going to take the run at Netflix that they were planning with this. Apparently,
You mean Xbox TV is not gonna be a TV thing?
yeah, it looks like it's not going to happen. They're going to continue to deliver interactive sports content and enhance our entertainment offering on the console by innovating the TV experience through the monthly console updates. whatever the hell that means.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, Microsoft is cutting back jobs, and looks like Xbox Entertainment Studios is going to be the first one to go with that.
Okay. And that's funny. They're not selling it off. They're just completely shuttering it.
Yep, shutting it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's strange. You figured they would just sell it off, try and get some money out of the,
They probably want to keep their IP somehow. I guess I could see why they do that.
I'm sure somebody in a room somewhere crunched the numbers on it, and it made more sense to just close it down.
Yeah. The only thing that I liked out of that was that game show, that 1000 versus 1, I think it is. Do you remember?
Oh God, yeah, that was pretty funny.
I actually enjoyed playing that when it was on, when I actually had an Xbox Gold.
1 versus 100 or something like that?
1 versus 100, thank you. That was fun. It was fun. Big giant game show.
Neat.
That you could play.
Is it like Takeshi's Moving Castle or whatever?
No, nothing like that.
No, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. Yeah, it's a shame, but I think it's healthy. It's healthy for Microsoft, and I am a Microsoft fanboy to a certain extent. So
I don't hate Microsoft.
no.
But whatever, if it's business, right? Businesses experience issues, and they do things to try and remedy that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does it affect us directly? No, not really. So therefore, do we care? Nah, not really.
Yeah.
If it was like Microsoft is going to come to each and every one of your homes and take $500 out of your wallet because you own Windows or have a cracked copy of Windows, if you're one of those people, that would affect us directly.
I don't have no $500 in my wallet.
Right? Anyway.
It's all tied up in podcasts.
That's right.
That's where all my money is in.
Ooh.
Dogecoins.
And Dogecoins.
Went heavily into Dogecoins.
Yes. Good sound investment there.
Isn't
Hey,
it
they
though?
got a NASCAR.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. That was
That comedic
And-
to see.
sponsored the Jamaican bobsled team.
Really?
Awesome.
Yep. Yes, they did. So they're making really great decisions there, guys.
That's
Really.
great.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
great.
I think it's pretty cool. I like the fact that they don't take themselves seriously. And
Mm-hmm.
so what they actually, this is sort of a divergence of video game. But what they want to do is become the masters of microtransactions, because they can tip in like fractions of a penny and not cost credit card money, credit card dollars. Like, have to pay a fee. As they say, Dodge equals Dodge. There's no tying it like Bitcoin equals X amount of US dollars. So
Right.
it's interesting how they want to. They've actually might be getting a Twitch deal to do tipping for content creators. So it might be they might actually hear more of Dodge in the future.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Did YouTube end up buying Twitch?
I don't.
Hadn't heard
No.
about that. Yeah. I
Like,
heard rumblings about it before, but I don't think it's actually gone.
yeah, like a month ago or so, I heard I think it was like Bear Taffy or whoever going off about oh no, they're gonna be buying the Twitch. I'm like, how is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh well.
That's more money in their pockets technically, but anyway.
Well, I think the people who abandoned YouTube for Twitch to try and actually, make some
Yeah.
money for their effort might have a bit of an issue with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point.
And there are a fair number of them. I mean, YouTube continues to kind of work against itself to try and put rules in place that
Yeah.
limit its content creators. They don't seem to understand that a healthy group of content creators is what keeps their service viable.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, for
So-
sure. I mean, when they're owned by a giant entity that is Google, and then
Yeah.
another giant entity like Comcast, and
Yeah,
You
and
know.
Twitch has been a lot more friendly towards their content creators historically speaking.
Right.
And if they impose that kind of YouTube style stuff on their content creators, I can see a lot of people ditching Twitch for whatever the next big thing is. So.
yeah, and there are tons of streaming services waiting in the wings.
Oh yeah, a lot of hungry mouths waiting to suck at that teat.
Right. All right. Should we just get to what we've been playing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You sound like you have something to say.
Oh, me? No. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, in keeping with the whole Cold War theme we got going, I've actually been playing Operation Flashpoint.
I saw that.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, you actually sort of have to really try in that game, because I get so fucking
I'm out.
lost. Just like real world. Like the problem is like how distracted I get with mission objectives and whatnot. So when my actual section is off killing fools, I'm just and they're actually going ahead and barely completing mission objectives because they're all bots. I get so lost that I just roleplay pillaging the locals for food and booze and whores. Just like a real war.
So you start committing war crimes while your bots are off doing the dirty work.
War is a young man's game, Brian. I'm an old man. I'm a grognard.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I play Operation Flashpoint. I mean, you probably noticed I only had about an hour played.
Operation Exploit.
Right. So that's what I sort of been playing. I mean, it's fun. It's fun when it's multiplayer. We did try it a bit.
Yeah, I remember I bought that one because did you recommend it or did we go in on it together? I can't remember.
I would like to say it was a mutual decision, but
Right.
It was me convincing you to get it. Yeah, I mean, it's neat because
Probably like the Scourge project, right?
I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah, don't.
Okay. Okay. I won't.
Sorry, I derailed though.
That's cool. Wii Fit report. Happy to say I've lost 13 pounds.
That's impressive, dude.
Yeah. And you know what? You know why? Because you mentioned you had a friend who did it, Nelson, and I concur. At first I thought, okay, this is
It's
just
not
a
a
boy.
joke, man. She shed like a significant amount of weight by sticking to that thing.
And that's the nice thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't stick to it. What I managed to do is expand the exercise repertoire. So I bought 2 Wii motion controllers. So I'm literally dancing like no one is watching, which is great because 90% of the time I gitch.
For a Wii game, I would recommend picking up, I think it's Just Dance 2 and Just Dance 3.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
I did
And then
just
create content for the website.
I did just actively admit
No.
to having played those.
Only if you guys join me. Simulcast.
It's surprising
wants
fun,
that.
dude. It is surprising fun, and by the time you're done with it, you're like a heaving, sweating, panting mass. So
Yeah, I concur with that. I absolutely.
so yeah, if you get bored of the Wii Fit, just throw on some Just Dance and shake your booty.
Okay, I will take that. I'll take that under advisement. I'm not a big fan of the dancing games, but
Me neither.
trying it for this is actually kind of fun, and it actually is kind of a workout. So,
Yeah.
So what they've done in the latest patch is they've streamlined the exercises, whereas before you would say, I want to do this exercise, and then it would force feed you to an explanation before and after. It's as if the lawyers got at this game before the actual people who made it fun. But now I could tell the Wii Fit U to I have 25 minutes this morning, and I'm feeling kind of logy. So go easy on me, and then it'll customize the strength and yoga training. And the nice thing, too, is it keeps tabs on the muscle groups that worked before. There's a lot of actually clever engineering happening in the background. So you actually get a complete workout throughout the week, which is really cool, and I'm looking swole. Not really.
Do you even lift, brah?
Do you even lift? I know. $70, you get a full training regimen. I think that's worth it. $70.
That's cool, man. I'm impressed.
So that's kind of it.
Keep it up.
Trainer.
Keep it up.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a good way of motivating yourself because you get into the routine and you keep a little exercise tracker on you that reminds you, how much calories you have to lose. It's cool. It's
Nice.
great. Yeah. Oh, I have also some news to share. I'm going to be a corgi dad in a couple weeks.
Okay, I just might actually squee.
Do you like corgis?
Dude, corgis are so cute.
They're pretty adorable with their ears and stuff.
And I could tell somebody liked corgis because when I logged into the Backspace YouTube account, the search,
there was all kinds of
the search history was
corgi
just
videos.
corgis to death. I was like, who's
I'm concerned.
Not even gonna
concerned.
say.
What else you might be seeing? I mean, I thought we had a sworn pact to delete each other's search history if any of us should die.
I actually did delete the history.
Well, nobody died, so
I'll admit, yes, I don't unlog myself. Thank you, Google.
It's okay. So you're getting a corgi now. I have 2 very important questions that need answers. What gender?
A female.
Okay, good. Also, what name?
Tegan.
Really?
I was gonna go something royal like Elizabeth or Lizzie or Princess Anne.
Tegan because Tegan and Sarah, or
I have a friend who
Yeah,
listens to the show, and she's
yeah.
a big fan, and she helped me pick it out, and
okay,
I think it's a cute name.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, corgis are adorable, and
Yeah.
now you have to like show us baby pictures of your corgi when you get.
Well, right now,
I have,
what's that, Brian?
I have one. I have a baby picture of his corgi.
Yeah, I do have a baby picture of the corgi with her eyes open now.
Aww.
Yeah. So I've already like just spoiling her. I don't even own her yet. I pick her up in September. So I have a gigantic whelping pad, a playpen, Toys R Us slide, a little splash pool, treats, toys, and a bi-directional camera so she can see me while I interact with her at work, and just to mess with little puppy mind a little bit. So.
Did you also get like one of those kind of like stepladder platform things so corgi can get onto bed?
Yes, that's coming. I'll probably make one of my own though.
I'm. You can't see it right now, but I have like the biggest grin on my face.
There's a video on YouTube of a corgi doing a belly flop into the lake. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, seen it.
It's adorable. So I'll keep you guys updated if there's interest. For sure I'll keep
you know what? I'm calling it right here. That corgi is the official mascot of the podcast.
Nice.
Boom.
Aw, but we already have a official.
We do. We have. She could co-host, mascot with Lacey.
You guys.
Oh,
Your dog has been usurped, Brian. I'm sorry.
like cuteness.
My dog's
Young-
still cute.
Yeah.
Your dog is the de facto.
The Meister.
She's the watchdog of the podcast.
Yeah.
The de facto watchdog of the podcast. And
We actually haven't heard from Lacey in a long time. What is she?
No, she's here. She's
Chilling?
she's about 5 feet away from me, sleeping under the table.
Oh, she's a good girl. Yes, she is.
And she is.
who's your good girl?
She is.
Give her a little scratch behind the ear for me later. That
Okay.
sounded weird.
All right. Who wants to go next on what you've been playing?
Nelson does.
Oh shit. All right. So, I actually haven't really been playing much, mostly because the folks have been out of town and I've been maintaining their house, which is a lot of work actually. Plus, I've been doing some like construction and building projects. Actually, put up a whole bunch of content on one of my other websites, whiskeythemaker.com. Shameless plug. Anyway. But I have managed to play some stuff, considering it's been a little while since we last podcasted. Summer, yay. Anyway, Brian picked up a 2-pack, or maybe a possible 4-pack of a certain
4-pack.
game called The Red Solstice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this well, we might want to mention it later, but we will have a copy of that to give away.
Neat.
Yeah,
Alright.
I do have a code. I do have a code to give away. So
Nice.
Excellent. So, yeah, I've been playing that. I'm sure Brian will talk about it more later, so I'm just gonna, glaze over the top of that. I was watching.
No, actually, why don't you tell us what you think of it? Because I honestly played a little bit of it, but let me see how much time I have in that so far.
I played the tutorial section.
I didn't mean to do that.
I played the tutorial section. I don't get it.
Yeah, the tutorial is awful. It's early.
Well, the problem
It's
with the tutorial is it's like most video games. You kind of feel like you have to keep going, and you can't. For some weird reason, it just kind of pushes you to keep going. Meanwhile, you don't have to. You could just hang back and fuck around. But I fell into the typical video game trap of keep moving, shoot, and missing out on a lot of the controls as a result of. So I'm gonna I'm gonna revisit that later when I actually feel like playing something weird. But I don't know. It looks okay.
For anybody who doesn't know, Red Solstice is a top-down cooperative multiplayer shooter. It takes place on Mars. You play a part of a team that goes in to investigate a colony that's gone dark.
Kind of like Aliens, like the premise of Aliens.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And
kind of like
the whole
that
thing is
Natasha Henstridge movie, Attack on Mars.
Yeah, I guess.
Was it Attack on Mars? I can't remember. Anyway.
I don't. Ghosts of Mars.
That's the one.
I haven't seen that one.
That was good. It was really cheesy, but really good. Carry on.
Anyways. Yeah, so it's basically just a co-op class-based shooter based on an old Warcraft 3 mod, I want to say. I think it was a Warcraft 3 mod.
It had a very Warcraft-y, Diablo-y kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it plays like a real-time strategy. You basically choose where to move. You don't your character takes care of its own shooting for the most part. You can manually shoot, but you basically just choose where to move them. You run around, loot things out of containers, and try and hold off ever increasing waves of alien uglies. So
Cool. That sounds right up our alley.
Right up someone's alley. Not necessarily mine. I don't know. That's not really my style of game. I just figured I'd give it a chance because Brian was like, yeah, could be fun, and I gave it a quick look at, and I was like, yeah, all right, sure, why not?
It was a game that was getting some good buzz, and there wasn't a lot of coverage, so I thought we could maybe put together something and throw it up on the YouTube channel or something like that. We'll probably will at some date.
Little bro-op co-op.
I like that.
Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, Red Solstice. The jury's still out on that for me at the moment.
Yeah, me too.
Another one I was playing, I was watching some of The Escapist. What's his name? Yahtzee Crenshaw. I was watching him. He has a series called Let's Drown Out. Insert game name here. Where basically it's just two dudes, or Yahtzee and one of his buddies, just shooting the shit about whatever while you watch one of them play a video game. So I saw him doing a Viscera cleanup detail for Ultra Doom or Ultimate Doom, or I don't know. It was one of the remakes of Doom. But I was like, the OCD cleanup guy in me kind of wants to try it out. And then I remember...
Okay, wait. You gotta... So what are you're cleaning... You're a janitor cleaning up viscera? Like left over by Duke Nukem?
I'll get to it.
I am totally intrigued here.
So, I saw this, and I remembered that when I had picked up Shadow Warrior during the Steam sale, I remembered vaguely that I also got Viscera Cleanup Detail for that. So I was like, wait a minute. I have it. Maybe not for Doom, but for Shadow Warrior, which is a game where it's very Doom-esque, where you run around and just straight up fuck people up and turn them into piles of goo. So I was watching Yahtzee's video, and you're a janitor, and you clean up the aftermath of Dr. Doom running through and shooting everything up. So I gave it a try, and it's really weirdly entertaining. You got a mop bucket and you got a scanner. The scanner tells you where the goop is. It's pretty obvious because it's fucking everywhere. So you use your brush or your mop and you hit at any surface to clean it off. But your mop gums up after like 4 clicks because it's full of blood. So what do you got to do? You got to go to the machine that spits out a bucket.
This sounds like Euro Truck Simulator or
no, don't even compare
simulator.
It to that. Do not ruin it for me, Dan. Don't ruin this for me. I actually kind of like this game.
I am not ruining it for you. I am the voice of reason here.
So you get your bucket, and then you gotta dip your mop into the bucket to clean it off, and then you can carry on cleaning up the blood and goop. But the problem is there's lots of body chunks. Some recognizable, some not so recognizable. So you can go to another machine and spit out a biohazard bucket, container, whatever. Fill it up with the body parts, and then you got to find the furnace because you got to incinerate all this stuff, So you clean up the bits, and anytime you handle a bit, it just splurts blood everywhere. It's a horrible, horrible mess. Now the other thing is when you're walking through a room that's just full of blood, what's going to happen? You're going to leave footprints everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
You can see where this is going.
No, I can't.
It sounds like me curled up in a corner suffering from an OCD issue.
It's like someone said, hey, who's the guy that has to clean up this mess? Ha ha ha. And then
it's
they made
me. Yes, exactly. It's got fucked up physics. Like the physics aren't perfect. So when you pick something up, it kind of can bang around into things. But that sometimes can lead to your detriment because you might knock a bloody bucket of water over. You can see why that would be bad.
You got to start all over again.
And there's color commentary from the janitor as well. Every once in a while. And
It'd be kind of cool if the hero comes rampaging through as you got the mop and bucket, and he's bringing more viscera and stuff splashing around.
But I just mopped there.
I just mopped. So you could say that. I would be okay. That would sell me on it.
So I played that, and I didn't realize that I had blown 3 hours playing it. But I got that one room spotless, and then I realized that was just one room.
Yeah,
there's more. There's many more rooms. At which point I hit save and shut the game off, and then crawled up in a corner and started rocking myself to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I can kind of see if you're OCD and that, but like Civilization 5, I had the same reaction after I was up playing that one till 3 a.m. last night, and I just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? What the fuck am I doing? It's one of those moments. It must have been similar to what you were experiencing.
Kinda. So what I'm thinking of is for one of our podcasts, instead of just putting up a static image of our whatever episode we're on and then have us talking, I was thinking of just overlaying the podcast over me playing Visceral Cleanup Detail for an hour.
Yes, you fucking better.
I might not do it for this episode.
Oh.
I might do it for the next.
Okay.
one. So I can have some pre-recorded canned footage. I should have recorded what I was playing in the first place, but anyway.
All right.
What else have I been playing? Go ahead.
Just sorry, as an aside, the Viscera Cleanup Detail that you have, that's just kind of a side version that came with Shadow Warrior. The full version of the game actually does have multiplayer.
Oh.
So you in a team can clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
Wait. Viscera Cleanup Detail has multiplayer?
Yeah, the full game.
Oh.
The full game does have multiplayer. They just added that in, apparently.
That's amazing.
It's billed as Space Station Janitorial Simulator.
I think we have to do this.
Well, and
as long as one of you motherfuckers
isn't
the guy that runs around and kicks the bucket over just to troll everyone else.
Oh, I will.
Because I think it would be a war to see how many of those guys we could have. We would all be that guy.
Yeah,
basically is what I'm saying.
Another game I forgot to talk about was the Wolf Among Us. I finished it.
Oh, good. Yeah,
it's 100% released. I finished the final episode. Wow, that was a bit of a trip. Very great, amazing game. Beautiful story, well told. The ending, wow, that kind of messed with me a little bit. Because I wasn't sure if I actually did the ending right. I mean, obviously I did, but... So I Googled it just to make sure that people had the same experience or interpreted it the same way as I did. And turns out, yes, my interpretation was correct. But, damn. I really want them to do a sequel now, because that game was fantastic.
Wolf Among Us, is that based on an existing IP, or was that original for the game? I can't remember.
It is based on a comic series.
Fable.
Okay.
Or Fables.
Right. It's an older one.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished chapter 1. I had every meaning to finish chapter 2. But
well,
now
Dan, the whole
Viscera
thing's
Cleanup.
out, so you can play the Wolf Among Us start to finish.
All right.
It was really, really good. Not many games can actually make me physically speak out loud or yell at the screen or go, "Oh shit!" or anything like that. This game hit every cue. So,
I mean, I think I know what's going to happen. It's called Wolf Among Us. You play a wolf. Hello. I mean,
is he among people?
Is he among us? Is he the killer?
Dan, what you think? What you're already positing? You're way off.
All right. Okay.
That's about as spoilerific as I'll get.
Okay.
Another game I've been playing is Bleed. Yeah, I remember seeing I don't know if it was a Kickstarter or what should we call it, the early access or whatever. But it finally came out onto the store. It was cheap. I picked it up because I remember it from long, long ago. Oh no, it was Greenlight. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. You're a little pink, purpley-haired girl, and you run around and you shoot stuff. the left stick controls your movement, the right stick controls your weapon. You have like triple jump. You can switch between your guns. Yeah, it's 8-bit style game, but it's entertaining. It's a little
Okay.
pick up, shoot stuff, put down, carry on with
Bleed.
life.
I like the
Bleed.
icon. I like the logo for it. It's girls really happy about blowing something away.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot stuff. Woo!
So that's what sold you on it?
I think it was the video intro clip on the YouTube
Mhm.
or on the Greenlight page. It just looked interesting, and the music sounded pretty good too. So
Yeah. Very cool.
yeah, it's very 8-bitty style. I like it, but yeah, it's fun. So that's what I've been playing, and there we are. On to you, Brian.
On to me. Okay. Well, last week I picked up a cheapy game on Steam called Hero Siege. It's got kind of a 16-bit graphic style. Basically, it's a mobile game. I'm just gonna get this out of the way right away. It's a mobile game that was on the Android store, and the developers put in almost no effort to turn it into a PC game. The menus are not well optimized. You can't actually click on anything. You can control it with the controller, but you can't actually click on any of the menu items. And you actually close the game down by just hitting the B button to back out of menus until the game just closes.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of.
I couldn't find it. Didn't have an exit option. Like it didn't have an exit game option anywhere in the menu. So I'm like, how do I close this goddamn game? And I just hit the B button again, and it
Alt
shut down.
F4,
It just
bro.
all shut down.
Hit
Yeah,
the
there's.
home
I know
button.
that. But I was just. Yeah, I was just like, there's no exit option in this menu. Why is it? Because I wanted to kind of save it and exit out gracefully, right? But that's the bad. It's actually a very fun game. It's basically a kind of a wave-based survival game. Kind of along the same lines as like a Binding of Isaac kind of thing, only it takes place in a single like level. You run around basically, and the graphics are very kind of reminiscent of the old 16-bit Zelda. You got a bunch of different classes that you can play as. The classes are persistent over your playthroughs, so you'll level them up in their stats over time. But with each run, you can get different kind of pieces of loot that kind of improve your character. I've been playing that one a little bit. It is a lot of fun. I've been having fun with it. It's a tiny game. I paid $1.49 for it. I've put in about an hour and a half so far, and it looks, it's not Isaac or anything like that, but it's kind of a good little pick up and play kind of game. So I played that one a little bit last week. Let me just see what's the store pages. I want to see how much it's selling for regularly here. Yeah, it's still on for $1.49. So at that price, I would actually recommend picking it up. It's a lot of fun, and it does have some multiplayer elements too. So, which I haven't tried yet. So, what else? I've been playing a lot of Hitman Absolution the last while.
Nice.
And I gotta say, I mean, I've been playing a lot of stealth action games lately. I've been playing Splinter Cell, Blacklist, and over the last few months, I've also played Assassin's Creed 4. And I gotta say, this game is kind of my favorite of the bunch. There's no multiplayer in this, obviously. It's just a single player only game. They've got kind of a contracts mode that kind of lets you do multiplayer sort of challenges, things, missions that people have set up and stuff like that. But it's all still within the same kind of mission structure that the game has. But I've just been having a lot of fun with this game. It's good because the writing is really tight. It's got a really interesting story, and it's got this weird kind of Tarantino-esque sort of tilt to it. Like you play as the hitman. Your mission takes you to this area in South Dakota, right? Where the main bad guy is like this cigar chomping, cowboy hat wearing billionaire arms dealer, right?
Nice.
Everybody in the town is like bowling shirt and Letterman jacket wearing sort of frat boy douchebag kind of guys driving around in their 57 Chevys and stuff. At one point, a group of like bondage-clad nuns trying to take you out. I mean, it's completely over the top in a way that a lot of these games aren't.
That's great. I love this already.
Yeah. And it doesn't take itself anywhere near as seriously as like a Splinter Cell or an Assassin's Creed does, and I kind of like that about it. But the thing about the game that's really compelling is each level is basically designed for multiple playthroughs. Like it's made so that the first time you see a level, you're going to fail. You're going to fail miserably. Like you just don't know where anything is. You don't know the tricks of the level. You haven't sort of been around and figured out where the kind of the critical path is. And they set up challenges in such a way to kind of encourage multiple playthroughs. Like there's 2 or 3 different sort of signature kills for each target that you do, right? Like on one level, there's the King of Chinatown level. There's like a bunch of different ways you can pick him off. You can plant a bomb on his car and then set off the car alarm. He goes to check it out. You blow up the bomb, right?
Yeah.
Or you can explore enough that you find a sniper rifle in a kind of a hidden away place. You just line him up with a sniper rifle, take him out. Or you can kind of wander around this Chinatown area, find a food like a food vendor, steal some fugu off of his little cart, and go and poison his coffee with it, you know. And it rewards you based on how efficiently you do it. Like you're supposed to only take out the targets that you're assigned to take out. The guards and stuff like that, you lose points actually as you go through if you have to take out a guard, right? So it really rewards stealth gameplay. But at the same time, some of the most fun times that I've had with the game is when things have gone completely wrong and I've just gone completely bonkers. Like there was this one mission in this town where I had to take out these 3 guys who were protecting my main target, and at one point I just kind of lost it, and I grabbed a dog bone off the ground and basically ran around this entire city, basically beating to death every civilian guard, whatever, just
with a dog bone.
Yeah, with a dog bone, just because I felt like it,
Yeah.
But it allows for good tension breakers like that.
Remind
right?
me to never piss you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to dress up like say a squirrel mascot and run around automatically gunning people down with automatic weapons, you can do that. Or if you want to, yeah,
you just won't get Silence Assassin.
This is not Saints Row.
No, it's not. But it does kind of have, honestly, it does have the potential to be that if you make it that way. Like you can take each level kind of as seriously or as lightheartedly as you want, right? If you want to go around pushing people off cliffs and stuff like that, you can do it. Or if you want to just sneak by them, you can do that too. It's a game that the framework of it is flexible enough that you can play it pretty much any way you want.
That sounds like a pure gamer's game. It really is. You play it the way you want to. It gives you an open world.
It's
the
basically
Aussie
like
gamer
a murder playground. Yeah, it's that was kind of why I got back into it. I started rediscovering some of the Aussie Gamer stuff, and that was the series that he kind of left off on, and he did some really good pieces on that. And just like the first 2 levels, I really wish he continued with those because there's so much stuff in that game that I'd love to see his take on. But, but yeah, that was kind of the push that got me back into that game, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through it now, and I've been basically loving every minute of it.
Now, are you doing his sound effects when you kill people off?
We all have our own take of it.
Yeah. Fuck your buckets, bitch.
Now it's time to blow this sucker. Sky fucking.
Yeah. No, it does go through my head. And like I say, like when you play the later levels, you really start to go, man, I wish he'd continued this series because there's so much stuff here that he would really, it would be great fodder for his material. So
we can even thank him for our outro music, or
yeah, no doubt.
Well, thank my buddy Chris for making it, but at the same time, he sampled from.
It was inspired by,
Inspired by.
Yeah. So what else here? Let me just go back to my library for a second. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah. XCOM. I went back to XCOM.
Yep.
I noticed.
But the reason for that is there's a mod out called The Long War. And I basically put together a few videos. They should be going up on the site in the next little while.
At least
Long
3.
War basically, 3 videos so far.
Nice.
Long War basically changes the way XCOM works. It prolongs the conflict basically, gives you a bunch of different options in terms of weapons and equipment and stuff like that. Changes the enemy balance a little bit. And it's really refreshing to play that for somebody who's finished the game 3 times already. I mean, it's a completely different game with this Long War mod. It changes the character classes. It changes the way the interception game works. It changes the way abduction missions work. It basically reworks the entire game and turns it into something a little more brutal. Like a lot. I'm playing it on normal and I'm barely coping with it at this point. So
More challenging.
yeah, it's definitely
yeah.
more challenging.
Today I've
really
learned
use
that Brian really likes to brutally kill people.
Well, no, aliens. I'm killing aliens.
Oh,
in this one. I'm not
sorry.
killing people.
Well, Hitman.
Are they not aliens? Not people? Come on, that's alienist.
No, they're not.
Uh,
They're not people.
uh-huh.
Okay, I concede that point. Carry on.
If Depeche Mode has taught us anything, it's that people are people
Yeah.
and aliens are not people. That's the message I take away from that song.
Oh, okay.
So people are people, not
Are
aliens.
we human or are we dancer?
I'm a private dancer, dancing for money.
Where are we going? Let's continue. Sorry to completely.
Too many references. Too many references.
Sorry.
Money for nothing, chicks for free. Your turn, Dan.
I would walk.
Free Fallen. I would have gone with Free Fallen, not that one. But-
Wow.
Anyway,
We're old.
yeah, they get more and more obscure as we go along. Anyway, put together a team in XCOM Long War. Going to be video recording that one on video. If you're listening to this and you like the series, leave a comment, send us an email, and I'll use your name as one of my team members, and you can watch yourself get brutally killed under my command.
Oh, make me.
I will. Once they get to non-commissioned officer rank, I'm going to start naming them. So
Excellent. Before that's just an exercise in futility, right?
it's like every Vietnam movie you've ever watched. Don't get attached to the cherries; they're just going to die.
Yeah. Oh, it's my last day before I'm out of here, man.
Last day before
retire
rotation.
And marry my woman.
Gonna rotate back to the world.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that and having a lot of fun with it. And check us out on YouTube or on our website, and there'll be videos going up very shortly.
Awesome.
Backspace.ca.
The Backspace.ca. Check us out.
Yep.
I'm taking recommendations for my next video. I still think we should do the Bit Block Theater episode.
Battle Block Theater?
Battle Block Theater, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So the only other thing that I want to play soon in 4 days is Gods Will Be Watching. It unlocks in 4 days. That is by Devolver Digital. It is a point-and-click indie adventure sci-fi puzzle type game. It looks fun. I ended up pre-buying it because they made it finally available to pre-purchase. And I can't wait because I love anything that has to do with Devolver Digital. They keep releasing amazing shit.
September 23rd, 2014 is my date on my calendar.
Oh? Do tell.
I mean, I think you could probably guess. Or maybe I should
Call
tell
of
you guys
Duty?
offline.
He gets his dog.
Well, I do get my dog. I do get my dog, but there's also a game coming out. Something I've been talking to you guys about as a secret shame.
Best day ever.
Disney Infinity 5?
Yeah. 2. Disney Infinity 2.
Oh. Wait, I was right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm not like crazy about it, but I know that they've answered some of the complaints about the previous Disney Infinity. The reason why I didn't get it was zero challenge. It's for kids. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a kids game.
It's got some Star Wars, Marvel heroes are gonna be in it, so it's got a little. They're expanding in it. So,
I don't know why you have to like hide in the closet with that one, Dan. Just embrace your love of Disney games.
Yeah,
I'm not judging you.
You are though.
I would totally play it. I wouldn't actively go out and buy it, but if I went over to someone's house with beer and it's like, hey, I got this game, dude, let's play it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's got characters. You do missions together. You can have missions with the Hulk and Sully from Marvel's Monsters Inc. I think it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Wazowski.
The premise is neat. The fact that it's a giant conglomerate who's gobbling up everything cool from my childhood and
Someone's got to do it.
Right. Someone's got to pay them.
We are all paying them.
In one way or another.
Ryan's checked out.
He kind of
Yep.
is.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay, that's it for me. Anything else?
I think that's probably it. We'll most likely have like a real topic next week or next time we decide to podcast, which may or may not be next week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Summer, man, it's hard to like lock
true.
yourself down in a sweltering hot room in the middle of summer. Especially, what dude? What's it even like in Florida right now? I can only imagine.
Rainy, hot and rainy.
Ugh, gross.
I drove down to Key West. Air conditioner on a car from Canada does not work very well here. I thought it was a good air conditioner. No.
No, you need one of those like Florida grade ones.
I need an actual air conditioner with Freon, like the stuff that destroys the environment. Is what I need.
Well,
not fuck.
If you pay a guy under the table,
Yeah.
you can get it done.
Yeah. I need something that's going to, punch holes, like deliberate holes into the ozone. And in order to do so, you have to actually club a baby seal, sacrifice it to your engine gods, and then launch it into the ozone. Something like that. Anything I can do to stay cool, I'm going to do it. I don't care.
This is why we can't
hot.
have nice things.
Frozen underwear. Can we go now?
All right.
All right, well,
All right.
I think that probably wraps us up for this week.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yep. That's
So,
good. That's funny.
If people want to like send emails to us, our
We like
backspace
emails.
at gmail.com or tweet to us at our backspace.
Send
Or-
us validation. Very needy.
Visit our YouTube channel or our website or our Google Plus page and leave comments because we're so lonely.
Tell us we're good. Please tell us we're good.
Just
We're
tell
good
us
people.
something.
Yeah.
Tell us about the dinner you had last night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care.
Anything.
Oh.
Send Dan Corgi videos.
Yeah.
While we're
I'll
at it,
watch it.
hey, how's it going out there, Darko?
Hey, Darko.
Hope all is well.
Yes.
How's Macedonia this time of year?
I'm sure it's probably pretty awesome.
That's probably beautiful there. It's a beautiful country.
All right. I
Cool.
think that's
High
it.
reference.
This is worse than Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King. Can we just end it?
This cake looks good.
This is the podcast that doesn't end. It just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started casting it a long, long time ago, and they'll continue casting it forever just
Don't you
because
know
this
that
is the podcast that never ends.